Socrates, the profound philosopher whose wisdom has illuminated minds for millennia, once declared with piercing clarity, "Kalepa ta kala." Beautiful things are difficult. Pause and let those words resonate deep within your soul. In a world that often chases fleeting pleasures and superficial triumphs, this ancient truth stands as a beacon of unyielding inspiration. We all harbor grand desires: to taste the sweetness of unbridled happiness, to seize the heights of success, to uncover a life brimming with purpose and passion. We envision freedoms that liberate our spirits, achievements that echo through eternity, fulfillments that nourish our very essence. Yet, here's the profound revelation that eludes so many. The most exquisite treasures of existence, the ones that stir the heart, ignite the imagination, and leave an indelible mark, do not arrive on wings of ease. They demand a ransom paid in perseverance, a tribute of trials endured, a forge of fortitude tested. This is why the path to true magnificence is trodden by so few. When the winds of adversity howl, most retreat to the shelter of familiarity. When the climb steepens, most abandon the summit for the valley's comfort. When the flames of challenge lick at their resolve, most opt for the cool shade of complacency over the radiant blaze of glory. But you, yes, you reading these words, hold the power to defy this fate. For the essence of inspiration lies not in avoiding the storm, but in dancing through it, emerging stronger, wiser, and more alive. Nothing of lasting beauty blooms without the nourishment of effort. No masterpiece of the human spirit is crafted without the chisel of challenge. Embrace this. The difficulties are not curses. They are the sacred rites that sanctify your journey, transforming ordinary pursuits into extraordinary legacies, shattering the mirage of effortless existence, awakening to life's true symphony. Our modern era peddles a seductive deception, the fantasy of an untroubled paradise, where desires manifest without demand. Innovations promise speed, meals delivered at a tap, entertainment streamed in endless loops, connections forged with a swipe. We scroll through curated glimpses of perfect lives, lavish vacations, flawless physiques, overnight empires, and internalize the myth that bliss should unfold without burden, that prosperity arrives pre-packaged, that grandeur requires no grit. We witness the pinnacles, but overlook the precipices climbed to reach them. The polished facade conceals the raw, unyielding labor beneath. This illusion ensnares countless souls, fostering a belief that if it's arduous, it's not meant to be. If it hurts, it's not worthwhile. But awaken to the deeper harmony. If attainment demands no depth, its worth is shallow. If rewards flow freely, they evaporate swiftly. If beauty is ubiquitous and effortless, it loses its luster, becoming mere commonplace. True inspiration springs from recognizing this. The struggles we endure are the very brushstrokes that paint our lives masterpieces. They infuse our victories with authenticity, our joys with depth, our stories with the epic quality that captivates hearts across ages. Without the forge's heat, gold remains unrefined. Without the storm's fury, the rainbow never arcs. Dare to shatter the mirage. Embrace the reality that beauty's difficulty is its divine signature, making every conquest a testament to your unbreakable spirit. Confronting the brutal truth of aspiration. Why so few claim the crown? Pose this soul-searching query to yourself. Why do legions falter in grasping their deepest yearnings? Why do multitudes drift through existence in quiet discontent, their potentials untapped, their flames dimmed? It's not a deficit of intellect or innate gifts that dooms them. Intelligence abounds. Talents shimmer in every corner of humanity. No. The great divider is the reluctance to wrestle with adversity, They crave the laurels of victory, but recoil from the arena's dust. They yearn for unbreakable strength, yet shun the weights that build it. They aspire to supremacy, but evade the sacrifices that crown it. Thus, they linger in limbo, spectators to their own lives, envying the luminaries who dared the depths. They ponder endlessly why transformation eludes them, blind to the simple equation. Without immersion in the crucible, no alchemy occurs. The beautiful, the profound relationships, the groundbreaking innovations, the soul-stirring accomplishments resides beyond the veil of ease, guarded by gates of grit. But herein lies your empowerment. You possess the agency to choose differently. Recognize that the obstacles aren't barriers, they're invitations to ascend. Each trial is a teacher, each setback a setup for a comeback. By committing to the fray, you unlock reservoirs of resilience you never knew existed, forging a version of yourself that radiates inspiration to all who behold it. The trials that sculpt our souls, honoring the architects of beauty through adversity. Contemplate the wonders that grace our world, each a symphony of struggle, harmonized into splendor. A timeless artwork like Michelangelo's David wasn't born from idle sketches, but from years of chiseling marble, his hands blistered, his vision unyielding. An athletic paragon, such as Serena Williams, didn't claim her thrones through casual play, but through decades of dawn practices, body-racking matches, and mental fortitude amid defeats. A scientific marvel, like the polio vaccine by Jonas Salk, emerged not from serendipity, but from exhaustive experiments, ethical dilemmas, and a refusal to yield to despair. Expand this to the unsung heroes. The single parent juggling jobs to nurture dreams in their children, enduring exhaustion for the beauty of familial love. The entrepreneur bootstrapping a vision through bankruptcies and betrayals, birthing innovations that uplift communities. The artist pouring heartache onto canvas, transforming personal pain into universal catharsis. Did these creators sail on calm seas? Absolutely not. Michelangelo agonized over the Sistine Chapel's ceiling for 4 grueling years, his back arched in torment, his eyes strained in dim light. Leonardo da Vinci labored over the Mona Lisa for over a decade and a half, revising strokes with obsessive precision, driven by an inner fire that brooked no compromise. Edison's illumination of the night followed not hundreds, but over 10,000 futile attempts, each failure a spark illuminating his path forward. Their ordeals weren't detriments. They were the divine ingredients, infusing their creations with soul-stirring depth. Beauty's difficulty isn't a flaw. It's the forge that tempers fragility into fortitude, turning ephemeral efforts into eternal inspirations. In their stories, we find not just admiration, but a call to our own heroism, to weave our struggles into tapestries of triumph that inspire the world. The road less traveled, the elite path of the unyielding dreamers. The masses may never venture this sacred trail, lured instead by the broad avenues of ease. They sidestep strife, prioritizing transient peace over transformative power, opting for the predictable over the profound. They settle for shadows of lives, content with echoes rather than symphonies. But you are forged from sterner essence. Deep in your core pulses the recognition that effortless gains are ephemeral illusions. You intuit that adversity's embrace endows success with its sweetest savor, that the scars of struggle are badges of honor. Greatness isn't a lottery prize for the fortunate few. It's the rightful inheritance of those who persist when others perish, who rise when others retreat. You stand at the threshold of this elite fellowship. The dreamers who defy odds, the builders who brave storms, the visionaries who view difficulty not as deterrent, but as destiny's invitation. Join them and watch as your life unfolds into a narrative of inspiration, where every hardship surmounted becomes a chapter of conquest. Seize your destiny. The dawn of your epic awaits. This instant is your awakening, not a distant horizon, not a vague tomorrow, but right here, in the beating heart of now. Cast aside procrastination's chains. Discard the delusion of flawless timing. For the odyssey to eminence is never a leisurely stroll. It's a heroic quest, replete with trials that test and treasures that reward. Welcome the grind with open arms. Revel in the rigor that refines. Cherish the challenges that chisel your character. For with each stride through the shadows of struggle, you draw nearer to luminosities undreamed, the radiant beauty of a life fully lived, a purpose profoundly realized, a legacy eternally celebrated. Heed Socrates' eternal wisdom. Kalepa takala. Beautiful things are difficult, yet it is precisely this rigor that renders them radiant, this resistance that makes them resplendent. They are not merely worth the fight, they are exalted by it. Rise now, warrior of your own fate. Claim the grandeur that awaits beyond the veil of ease. Your epic begins. Earn it, embody it, and let your light inspire the ages.
If you felt inspired by our journey through the Hellenic horizons, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.